Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Marosha Govender, and I'm the representative of a company called Empower BE. We've recently partnered with IOPSA to assist all their members in a consultative process with regards to compliance. I'm going to give an overview to everybody about what the company is about, as well as going into the construction sector codes. And then I'm going to open it up for discussion and have some time as well to discuss the templates and information pack that has been submitted. So Empower BE is a verification agency that's accredited to issue BE certificates that are SANIS approved. And we would like to assist all IOPSA members with their BE verification certificates, and not limited to compliance on skills development, employment equity, occupational health and safety, tender document assistance, as well as accounting and auditing, as we also chartered accountants and affiliated with IRBA and SAICA. Majority of your entities that are in plumbing will fall under the industry of construction, and currently all entities that fall under the construction sector codes need to submit a BE certificate to the Construction Sector Council. And after this, I'll also share the details with you of the Construction Sector Council. So these codes were gazetted in 2017 on the 1st of December, and they classified entities as EME, QSC, and generic entities, as well as any joint ventures that need to be formed between two entities to submit tenders need to have a valid BE certificate that adheres to the construction sector codes. I will go in detail with regards to the classifications. I do wanna discuss if the codes even apply to your business. Is the question you're probably asking. And they further classified it into material suppliers, and that's basically companies who are supplying building material and equipment for construction purposes. Built environment professionals, BEP, we look at includes planning, design, your architects, civil engineers in the construction industry, and contractors, which you will fall under. It refers to any company providing project management and consultation services to the construction industry. So all plumbing institutes will fall under contractors. I will go into more detail on this as well. You'll note I have sent 3 documents. One of the documents, if you open it, it's called an affidavit QSC generic. So if you're below the threshold, which I'm going to speak about now, you are then exempt from a BE certificate, and with all your tenders, you may submit this affidavit. This affidavit is specific to the construction sector, and hence it's the affidavit that can be submitted and not any affidavit to be accepted. I'm also going to get your details after this, as I'd like to share regular updates with you as we get informed from the Construction Sector Council, so you're aware of the changes in the industry. Okay, so I'll go into more detail on that. We can also decide to have a consultative one-on-one process at no cost to the members, where I can then unpack the BE and what's going to be necessary for your entities. Okay, so we look at, I'm going to start off with the EME and QSC construction sector. So there's different levels that entities can score, ranging from a level 1 to a level 8. There's also now discounting that happens. So you could be 100% Black owned and you'll still be discounted if you haven't complied with skills development, and procurement is another element. And I know it comes across as all this terminology that I'm discussing right now that may be unfamiliar or new to everyone, but we are going to have another session with regards to this where I'm going to take you in detail on it. But I just want to give you an overview. So if your entity, if you have a turnover that's 10 million or less, okay, you will need to complete an exempt micro enterprise application. You will see the document is titled Construction EME checklist, and you would need to complete that document and you will submit it to get a SANIS accredited BEE certificate. You have to comply in terms of the Construction Sector Council. If you're a contractor and your turnover for the current measurement period is below 3 million, you will then complete the affidavit QSE generic that I spoke about earlier that is attached for you. You will note as well, I've attached a financials affidavit. So that affidavit is because a lot of entities that are EME exempt micro enterprise and QSE qualifying small enterprise often do not have audited financials or even reviewed financials or have an accountant. So by completing the financials affidavit, the representative, generally a shareholder director, is confirming this is the threshold that we fall under. Okay, so we're just trying to make the process a bit easy for entities that do not have audited financials. When you become a QSE, your turnover is above 25 million, above 10 million, but less than 50 million for contractors, and built environment professionals, it's less than 25 million. A majority of the entities will fall under the contractors, and you would then need to comply in accordance with this. Okay, so I will also send a checklist of what's required for a qualifying small enterprise. So if you had, I just want to give you an example as well of the scoring that will happen. If you're an EME, just an example, and you had less than 30% Black owned, you will get a level 5. Okay, that is the certificate you will get. However, there is an opportunity for you to increase your points by looking at skills development, which I'm sure many of you are already adhering to and implicating in the organization. I will also discuss it further on how and why skills is so important. I think, it assists with transformation, and transformation, besides improving the business environment, especially for small and medium enterprises, it's also ensuring a more skilled workforce. So you can do training for your employees that is specifically related to your industry, and you can increase a level. So from a level 5, you can go up to a level 4. On procurement, if you are purchasing from companies that have a good BE level, example, a level 1, you can claim 135% of procurement recognition from there, and you can be recognized to get points and further go up level. So I do want to highlight BE is not about ownership and not about Black ownership. There is other factors that are involved, and mainly skills development and procurement that we can assist you with to make sure you get a favorable BE rating. If you are interested in ownership and you're looking for the right partner, we can assist you with that as well on a consultative process, and with our legal team as well, to make sure we do the best BE transaction for you. So I also want to discuss that why we partnered with IOPSA was the values that they had were consistent with what EmpowerBee had, and we actually very passionate about transformation. We've been doing this since 2013, and majority of the people in the company have been there since 2007, involved in transformation. A lot of us are also technical assessors, and we accredit a lot of agencies, and we go around vetting companies. So I do want to say that, if you may say, why do I need BE? BE has been focused especially on the construction industry, and especially the amendment of the codes in 2017. We find that many companies that are non-compliant, meaning do not have a SANIS BE certificate, they find it difficult to grow or to maintain their business success within South Africa currently. On the other hand, private companies, they also need to apply the codes if they want to do business with any government institutions. So I think it's something that's necessary, and it's something that we'd like to assist you with going forward. So I am going to share with you the slides because it's a lot of information, but I'd just like to take you through further. So if you're a level 4, you have at least 30% Black ownership, but less than 51%. If you're a level 2, you must be at least 51% Black owned. And if you're a level 1, you must be at least 100% Black owned. But taking into consideration, if you choose to do skills development and procurement from a level 5, you can move up. Okay, so yes, and this just goes into further about the skills development and supply development. The same applies for a QSC. There is discounting. So some entities may also think, oh, if I'm a level 1, I'm going to remain a level 1. You're not going to remain level 1 if you're a QSC and you haven't implemented skills development and procurement. You're going to be getting discounted. So it's also something I'd just like to unpack in another seminar, but I will share my slides with you. And then I just want to touch a little bit on large entities. So large entities are generic companies that need to comply with all elements ranging from ownership, management control, employment equity, skills development, enterprise and supply development, and socioeconomic development. And I know all of these sound like jargon, but socioeconomic development is basically your CSI programs that have been implemented. With the large entities, it becomes a bit more complex as a full-on audit needs to be done. With everything else that I've spoken about, we can issue you a BE certificate within 2 to 3 days from inception. So it's a fairly quick process. If you're a generic, a large entity, we generally take about a month because an audit takes place, it goes to committees and technical signatories, and then only do you get a verification certificate and report. Okay, and with the large entities, there's discounting on ownership if they don't meet a specific minimum as well. So I'll go back to that by sending you my slides, and we'll have another discussion. Unfortunately, we only have 30 minutes, and we also have to open it up for question and answers. But I'd like to also discuss, you find a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, they can make an impact in addressing unemployment in South Africa. I'd like to also send you about a YES initiative program that the government's implemented. And what it is assisting unemployed youth with finding jobs. We can also look at how we can make you a host, where you can apply to become a host company. So for example, a company like Investec, they take on a lot of these youth employment programs. However, they don't have the capacity to have the people on the program working at their companies. So we can work together with companies like Investec and help you get these internships at no cost to you, fully paid for by Investec, and you getting skilled labor there into your company. So that's something I'd also like to share with you and send you details on it, and how we can also set you on the set you up on the YES program. Yeah, I'd like to also assist you with getting mandatory grants. The government is giving grants to companies, so you don't even have to pay for the skills that you're going to be doing with your employees. And we'd like to also assist you in getting those. We'd also like to assist you in claiming back afterwards for the skills development levies. So there's a lot of opportunity in terms of transformation that can be done without bearing a lot of costs. So I would definitely like to discuss all of that with you and arrange a one-on-one consultative process with everyone afterwards. I think this was just more an introduction of who I am and how we can assist you.